everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Spider-Man Far From Home. The second installment of Tom Holland as Spider-Man and Peter Parker, which is the third installment, right, of the movie, the most recent movies, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfunkel, and Garfield, and now Tom Holland. I did like the first Tom Holland one. I wasn't crazy about Garfield. I don't know why. I think it was the Social Network movie that kind of ruined him for me as Spider-Man. Although he did okay, just I couldn't get him out of my mind. Anyway, and I like Tobey Maguire. I thought that I liked his transition from the weak Tobey Maguire to the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire when he's buff, and so I like that aspect of it. And I did like that storyline, but I also like Tom Holland now, and I think it's a nice fresh perspective on it. Evidently this movie takes place after Avengers Endgame. I didn't know that. So that's kind of interesting to me. So we'll see where it goes from here. It's in a new world, far from home. I assumed that he was overseas doing something like that, but I don't know. We'll check it out. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes long. Zendaya is in it, or Zendaya, of course, and Samuel L. Jackson, Jake Gyllenhaal. And it's 7.8 on IMDb. I know not many people are going to watch this review because what do you need my review for? You're going to either watch it or not. If you like Spider-Man movies, you're probably going to watch this. And who cares what I say? But I'm here anyway in case you need me. So let me get into it. Maybe I'll find some interesting information to share with you before you watch it. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in. We're watching Spider-Man Far From Home. We're at the 1 hour, 2 minute, and 32 second mark. So, just under halfway through the movie. And really, it's all about Peter Parker, of course, and his love for MJ in this. He, essentially, they go to Europe on a summer trip with his class. And his whole angle, or his whole goal of the summer trip, is to confess his love to MJ and how he's going to do it. He has it all planned out, everything like that, and that's really what it's all about. And of course, havoc breaks out, and Nick Fury contacts him so that he could help him save the world while they're in Europe. There's a lot more circumstances that happen there, and that's where Mysterio comes in as well. So Jake Gyllenhaal plays Mysterio. He comes to help him save the world. They kind of meet there and hit it off. But Peter Parker is more interested in his high school life than he is being an Avenger and Spider-Man. So it's interesting how they portray him as, pretty much immature. And I get it. He is supposed to be a kid, a high school kid. But they don't make it out to be like he is now an Avenger and he's matured beyond his years and he knows how to handle himself. He is completely immature. The other piece of it is Tony Stark has bequeathed him some glasses, Edith, that he can use to do different things with. Just kind of like the stuff that Tony used to do when he was in his Iron Man outfit, and he just talked to him and those things would happen. And he gives those to Peter Parker. And he doesn't not respect it, but he doesn't cherish them as you think he might, for a kid who just got these $2 billion glasses or whatever. Anyway, so as you can tell, I'm a little on that. I was hoping he'd be a little bit more mature after Endgame and everything he went through. It's cute that he has some childish like behaviors, but a little too much in this case so far in this movie, if you understand what I'm saying. I think they really, and I keep on saying the word, but they really have him seem very immature in this movie, and and I don't like that aspect of it. Their laughs are there. I do like Tom Holland, and Flash is the other character I like a lot. So I like, and his best friend, I forget what his best friend's name is. I like the humor that comes along with it. The teachers are even funny that have them on a school trip. So I think, as always, Marvel does a great job of mixing in that humor piece. The battles are okay. You've come to expect good CGI battles and this kind of thing. But that aspect of how they're portraying Peter Parker has me rubbed the wrong way right now. But really halfway through, or just under halfway through, and we'll see where it goes from here. But Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal, has been introduced as a friend of the Avengers, or a friend of Spider-Man and Nick Fury in the gang at this point. And I think for some reason I thought he was a bad guy. But I don't know. We're only halfway through, and that's where we are. Alright, I'll get back into it a little bit more. Hopefully Peter Parker matures in the second half of this movie, and I like it a little bit more. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Stick around.
Next to William.
Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Spider-Man Far From Home, and I think it was far from good for me. Not one of my favorites. I liked the first one, the first Spider-Man that we saw with Tom Holland. And I liked the Tobey Maguire, couple of those. I even liked the first Andrew Garfield one better than this one. There are some things that I do like. I like Tom Holland as the Spider-Man. I do. I get it, and I understand his immaturity. But I didn't like it in the film. I didn't like what they did, but they needed it for the storyline. You know, so I didn't care for that, but I do like him. I like Zendaya. I like her as an actress. I don't like her character. I don't like MJ in this. I don't like how they, you know, how she is. You know, so that's another thing I didn't like. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I like him as an actor and everything that he does, and I think he did a good job, but I don't like the villain. I don't know much about Mysterio coming into this, but like what they had as Mysterio in this, if you haven't seen it, I didn't care for it. He's not really like a super villain. He's just a techie guy, and his weapon is illusion and holograms and stuff like that. So I was like, you know, I didn't really like that too much. I didn't like, you know, the plot of this was just you know, a high school kid crushing on a girl. It was really. And it was odd, like S.H.I.E.L.D., like the only people in S.H.I.E.L.D. were the two Colby Smulders and Samuel L. Jackson's. Like, where's everybody else? I get it, this is after Endgame, and you know, it's a lot different now. There's no other superheroes that they can call on at all, because Spider-Man's the only one. And then the post-credits, the first post-credits are okay, the second one's, ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I waited till the end. You gotta see it, you know. And I just think it kind of made it worse for me. I didn't like that, and it reminded me of how much I didn't like this film at all. So, I mean, if you watch all of these movies, you gotta watch it, right? And maybe you'll enjoy it. I like the humor. They still do a good job of mixing in the humor. I like his friends and stuff like that. But there's so much not to like for me in this one. I don't like how they ended. I don't know if they're going to come out with another one. I know there's something going on with now Sony and, you know, what's going on with Spider-Man, but that's okay for me. At this point, I don't know how I feel about it anymore. Oh, one other thing I didn't like, of course, was the Jon Favreau and Marissa Tomei and what they did with them. I thought that was cheesy. I get it. We want to have him in the movie because it seems like maybe he'll be Spider-Man's sidekick and he'll help him out, and I like that. But, you know, what else they did with it, I thought kind of cheesed it up and ruined it a little bit for me. So, that's all I got for you. I don't think there's much else here. I liked his first costume, first outfit, but the rest of them I didn't think were very impressive. Even the one he built. He builds a costume for himself using Stark Technologies, but you don't really see anything about it. Now that I think about it, it's like you're expecting to see, I don't know. You know, all the things that he built into it should come out at some point and at least be obvious. Maybe it was, maybe they came out, I just didn't notice them. I just really, obviously, didn't enjoy this movie as much as I thought I would. I had higher expectations, and that's where we are. I think I've shared everything with you. Again, you're probably going to watch it no matter what. If you watch this review up until now, I really appreciate it. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think. Maybe we disagree. Maybe you loved it and there's things that I'm missing and I'm not liking as much. But, you know, it is what it is for me. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'm sorry I couldn't be more upbeat and happy. But that's all I got for you. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the thumbs up, all that stuff. And thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.